Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Final Show Films. I am Sen. I'm your executive producer here. I want to thank you all for tuning in. Particularly want to thank our $25 tier supporters over at our Patreon page at patreon.com/fsfilms. That's being expanded the base, Stripping Alexander, Cat, Waterflame, and L, without whom we would do these major things we do now. So thank you very much for your support over the years. And hopefully, when I switch this over to our booth, you'll be able to hear everybody else. But otherwise, if you're watching live, please sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Karloff.
Yeah, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Because he also played second fiddle to Frankenstein, too.
They can hear you. Good. We're live.
Sweet.
Hello, everyone.
Vampires aren't.
Welcome back to Wrath and Glory Under
Depends
the
on your
Steel
version.
Sky.
Yeah, Daywalker.
Yeah. I am
He's
William,
half vampire.
or Shine.
There
and
are
I am
living
your
Daywalker
storyteller
vampires.
for this Wrath and Glory campaign.
Look,
For this Warhammer
just
40k.
because I'm not 100% Cuban doesn't mean I'm not Cuban, Jack.
What is?
I was going to say, that's lifist.
Vitalist, we established this.
God damn it. Every Final Show Films video, I get called racist again.
Well,
I like
stop
how
being
we
racist.
then.
I like how we completely, without regard, completely talked over the Shotty's intro.
Yep.
I love how Shawnee just kept going.
Oh, yeah, no,
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
respect for that. Absolutely.
Absolute respect.
Yes,
So anyway, here we are.
I'm Shawnee. I'm your storyteller, and also, by the way, the very first account of a man being turned into a wolf was not actually Enkidu. It was a love-struck shepherd who fell in love with Ishtar and got cursed to turn into a werewolf. Joining me today we have Mara.
Hi, I'm Mara. I'm playing Tina, an orc pilot whose goal is something. Hang
What's
on,
your
where's my
objective?
thing? Objective.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Now I have to go find my character sheet. Wait a minute.
Yeah, I already have my character sheet up. How dare you not be prepared?
Wow.
I got several character sheets up already. I don't know what you're on about.
Goodness.
I don't have my character sheet up, and I'm not ashamed.
That's 4, which is customize a piece of war gear.
Very nice. And Jeremy.
Hi, I'm Jeremy. I am playing Remy Mara, something like that. What are names? Verbally estimate the black market value of an item or person.
There we go.
I don't think any of you have verbally estimated the black market value of a person yet.
No.
I don't think any of
Definitely
them-
did.
I mean, I don't know if
not like a whole person, but part of a person.
Right, yeah. The
Yeah,
retail
fair enough.
I
value
think it
of
was
like,
the
raw
eye.
materials.
I think that was
yeah.
like the
I feel
eyeball
like
thing.
if you're estimating the raw materials of a person rather than the person themselves, you're estimating an item, not a person.
As I say, I think at that point it's an item. Eh.
It's both. Just because you're part of a person doesn't
if
mean you're
it's
not a
still
person.
attached to the
We already
person,
covered
it's the
this with
person.
me 5 minutes
If you
ago.
apply if you apply personhood to a disembodied eye, does that mean you also apply personhood to a fisheye lens?
No, if it's still attached to the person, it's part of the person still.
Well, that's why I said disembodied.
Metaphysics with Tina.
Yeah, then I wouldn't.
There you go.
So the
See?
question is, if you create an android and part of that the robot of that android splits off and then becomes a corporation, is a corporation finally a person?
What if you put the CEO of that corporation's eyes into the android?
Then it's a cyborg.
That's no. They
And
gave
then
their
a
eyes
corpor-
away.
and then a
It's just-
corporation is a person.
No, because it's
You
still
heard it
just a
here
CEO
first.
and an android.
Pluck out CEO's eyes.
I mean, okay, that's valid. I'm with you on that one.
Who's next?
And Sen.
I'm Sen, and I'm playing Ceres Artinos, the inquisitorial interrogator. And my
It's been a few weeks, y'all, and we have gone
Objective.
crazy.
have gone.
I was gonna say, some of us are just catching up.
My objective is to demonstrate the superiority of the philosophy of your Ordo.
And Jack.
Sounds fake.
Hey
Sounds
everybody,
good,
I'm
but
Jack.
okay.
I'm playing Aristarchus Dactyl, who is a member of the Ordo Mechanicus and happens to be Tech Adept. And his goal for this week is
Wow, a zero.
That's not supposed to happen, I don't think.
That's
I'm
because
gonna
you rolled
roll it
zero
this way.
d6.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Yep. Anyway, my goal for this week is 3.
Just 3.
Which is
Your goal is 3.
Reminisce about a Forge world that you have visited and compare it to your current location.
is that the first time you gotten that one, or did you not fulfill it last time it showed up?
I got it like session 2 or 3, like
Okay.
way the crap back, and I did fulfill it at that point.
And Julia?
Hi, I'm Julia. I'm playing Laurel Fee-Ray, the Eldari Ranger, and my objective is unfavorably compare another species' culture, art, or technology to your own.
Warhammer 40 wiki list of Forge worlds.
And Holly.
Hi, I'm Holly. I am playing Blair Hart, Ganger Scum, and my objective is verbally estimate the black market value of an item or person.
So you
I
should
can't
verbally,
wait for-
so the two of you should verbally estimate the black market value of each other.
That's what I was thinking.
Or just get in an
Sound like
argument about
Brett.
the same item.
Yeah,
just, like,
and
argue
then
about the
you
price.
fulfill it.
Disagree and just disagree wildly on it. Absolutely.
Well, we are trying to buy something at a black market.
market
Yeah.
kiosk.
We start arguing about what the price we should pay is.
Why does the black market have kiosks?
Because a person with a gun guards your stuff better than just locking it in a vending machine.
Sir,
Because in Warhammer,
I'm
the black
imagining
market
just
is
a-
a legitimate
Just a vending
actual
machine.
physical place.
sir,
it's a brand.
sir, ma'am, this is a Wendy's.
Yeah, I was waiting for you
This
to
is a
say
black market.
that. because it's a dystopian world and kiosks are the most dystopian thing ever.
I mean,
Yes, more than zombies.
I hard disagree.
I feel like
Kiosks are great.
a kiosk is only dystopian if
hurt
it's
you,
not
Mara?
working.
Kiosks are great, says somebody who I am.
I know that
I
Stockholm
am
syndrome
now-
isn't real, but goddamn,
Hey.
Mara.
some people do not handle dealing with live people very easily, and so for them a kiosk is a much superior way and far less stressful way of buying necessary groceries for themselves.
I'm sorry, what kiosks do you have that don't have people at them?
Like it.
Every McDonald's now.
We have
I mean-
different definitions of the word kiosk.
Have you not?
This might be part of the problem.
They have like a touch
That's
screen.
called
You
a-
just-
that's
also
called a
also
self-service
every Panera
station.
Bread.
It's kiosk.
It's a self-service
there's a
kiosk.
self-service
Kiosk
station.
is the little place in the middle of the mall.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. You know, where you're walking
Where you
down
buy your
and some
Dell.
guy is like, hey, you want to buy a cell phone case?
That's
and
a-
it's just like
Great.
a
That's a
ridiculously
kiosk.
absurd
That's a
amount of cell
stall.
phone
Yeah.
cases.
That's
That's
exactly what they
kiosk.
sound like too.
That is 100% a kiosk.
So I
Hey,
think
there's
so.
a game
we're,
happening
we're,
here.
we're operating under two different definitions here. The self-service kiosk, which is the definition that these people are operating on, I say pointing at faces
Subcategory.
without indication, is the standing thing that is just like a standing computer that you make your
Touch
purchases at.
screen, beep, bop, boop.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Those are great. I don't
and
have to
then-
deal with people.
The more historically relevant kiosk is basically like a round store in the middle of an open location. It's basically just like a small pavilion area where it's just like, here's a big round building
And
that
apparent-
is a store.
And apparently in Britain, it's a phone booth.
Okay.
Those crazy Brits.
Fucking
I was
Yeah.
about to say
I was
they're
gonna
always
say-
wrong.
I mean,
At least
I
we
haven't
can all
trusted 'em
agree
since
they're
Brexit.
wrong.
And in archaic Turkey and Iran, it's a light open pavilion or a summer house.
We're
You're a
40
light open
minutes
pavilion.
past start time, by the way.
Oh yeah.
There are rails? What rails?
I don't even remember what we're doing.
Yeah, so I have a vague idea. Does anyone have more specific
Dystopia.
notes than my memory?
I think I think
No.
myself and Aristarchus are currently on our way to talk to our Space Marine friend and the military of the and also the military at the judge person's house our office regarding coordinating.
Yes, at the Steel Wardens the Steel Wardens I gave the name of their building at one point, but
The
yes,
judge-
that
the
place
Judge
where
Dredd person, the Judge
yeah,
Dredd
where
lady.
the Adeptus Arbites
that one.
agent is present.
So we
Blair
can,
got mad at Aristarchus, and so he's going to surgically remove his emotions.
No, he agreed he wouldn't do that. That's how that
Well, I
conversation ended.
but
I don't think
lying
so.
is the
Remember
first
that.
step to surgically removing your emotions.
There you go.
She's gonna get even madder at him.
But
Aristarchus can't win.
and we were going to coordinate, and we were going to go talk to them about coordinating assault / backup on the what we now know is a sorcerer's stronghold in the middle of the hive, and the others were going down to talk to somebody too.
Like the Wastelanders or somebody?
Tina's going to talk to the tribe. Blair and Remy are going to the Wastelanders. Saris, Laurel, and Aristarchus are all together, and then Laurel is planning on breaking off to go to talk to Ema.
Yes.
I remember that Remy asked Blair if she could come with him first because of how situations might happen.
Right, yes, because the party
Oh,
is now splitting
shit.
into what will ultimately be 4 different locations, and we've lost.
That's right. Okay, nope. I remember where I am and what I'm doing now. Okay.
Who did we just lose? Mara.
Mara.
Who the
Mara.
hell's Mara? Do I fix the cameras or do I wait?
Wait.
Give
Oh,
it
wait.
like
I don't have to choose.
yeah.
I have my
Don't
tablet
have to
here.
choose.
There you go.
You can indeed do both.
We have the technology.
So, as the party splits 4 goddamn ways, let's start with the folk that are headed. Let's start with the party that does not include the person working on the cameras right now.
There you go.
So, and also does not include the person that is not here right now. So Remy and Blair.
All right. We're going to go get information, if I remember.
Yeah.
Going down into the underhive.
What,
So, yeah,
what part of
wait,
no
w-
camera do you not understand?
The no, clearly.
No, camera.
So Remy will wait until we get into the elevator to head down.
Mhm.
Wait, because we were heading down alone. Like nobody else was coming with us, and then they were splitting off at a
like
different part of the underhive.
you 2 were heading down as a pair. Tina's heading somewhere else.
Okay.
To a different set of attempts to ascenders and go on. It's worth noting because I never really described like how these elevators work. You're like, it's not like a hotel elevator or anything fancy. It is like a freight elevator, like just steel and like wire mesh windows and like big heavy doors on this massive tracked rail with loud angry sirens as it tries to move around.
And
Like,
yet,
we're-
also elevator music. Weirdly.
the elevator music is the sirens.
Now I'm just imagining that the sirens are belting elevator music out at
Neo
siren
EDM.
volume.
Gotta love it.
Just like,
So yeah, once we get in there, wait till, because I assume we're going down like 7,000 levels. So I assume it takes a
Oh
short
yes,
amount of
absolutely.
time.
It takes like 20 minutes just to go
Okay.
down to your destination.
So after about 5 minutes of just silence, do listening to the music. All right, so a couple things that you may need to know before we go to talk to my sources.
Uh-huh.
Mine might try to kill me.
I figured that from when you asked me to come with you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now you're going to need to understand why that's the case.
All right.
Mars
And
back.
before I tell you, you're going to need to promise not to tell anybody else about this.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
and you're going to need to promise not to hit me. Hard.
All right. Well,
There's a lot of promises
say
for
it.
a soon-to-be dead man.
Say it first, then I'll make the promise.
All right. I don't like how that works, but fine. So I have a source who may have a personal connection to certain entities that our other friends would not necessarily be fond of, or of people with those connections, or of people knowing people with those connections.
Mm-hmm.
They're
I'll be more
occultists.
clear.
They're
Okay.
occultists.
All right.
And the last time I got information from her, I did it by way of promising her what looked like a very valuable book.
Mm-hmm.
Which was the cover of a book with a textbook inside.
Uh-huh. But she didn't know that.
She did not know that.
Uh-huh.
She thought it was the book that we recovered from that church.
All right. Have you given it to her yet?
Yes, I believe I did.
Yep.
Yes, I did.
So she wants you dead now.
She might. She might not. I don't know.
All right.
We have a very complex dynamic that is very fraught. Let's just put it that way. So there's the off chance that she doesn't. Now, given what we've learned, and that part I don't remember. I don't remember why I decided this was somebody I needed to speak to in this particular moment. But
I don't think any of the rest of us do either.
Because it was your ex.
Well, yeah, no. Why I need to talk to her about? I definitely did want to go down there to get information. I just don't remember what it's on.
Well,
because my brain is frying based on
because she operates one of the cults.
Right.
Operates in one of the cults.
Is in one of the cults.
Is not necessarily working for
right, Tycho,
but has had
because
interaction.
Tycho's boss thing. That was the thing
looking
that got
looking for info on Janice. Yes,
that was what
that
it was.
It.
Yes,
yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
But she provided some very good information the last time. She might be able to provide good information this time as well.
All right.
If I appeal
if she doesn't kill you.
If she doesn't kill me, and if I appeal to her in the proper way. That sounds worse than it is. Now that it left my mouth.
I understand what you're saying.
I need to give her a level of self-interest in this. Saving her skin and saving her the rest of her cult. And if I can somehow pit her against Tycho, maybe we can get some information on Janice. If she knows anything at all.
All right.
It's important that you know that before we
Thank
run
you.
into her.
Also, unless there's more of a more personal nature, I'm not going to hit you.
There are no present further personal details involved in this in terms of how things currently stand.
All right.
Perfect. Wonderful. All right, let's go. Shit, we're still in the elevator for another 10 minutes.
You're
Pretty
down
much.
there. You talk to her, and she reveals to you that Janice was a survivor of the group of Russian expats that were sold back to Russia by Britain after World War II, and this is a really long way to go for a James Bond joke.
Oh, God. I was trying to figure out where that was going.
You're muted, Craig, or Jack. I almost said Craig.
You're right. Craig's usually the one who's muted. It's fine. I found my Forge World.
Good. Excellent.
So, yeah. Again, none of our other more, shall we say, imperially connected friends need to know this information.
I know who you're talking about.
Thank you.
Don't worry.
Okay.
I won't tell her.
I can't wait for 2 scenes later where the definition of cultist finally clicks in the back of Blair's mind.
Her, them. Anybody who's not Tina, let me be clear. And not Tina, because Tina will just let it out. Like all of them.
So, eventually, the elevator puts down on the floor that you had intended to try and find your ex on, who I still don't remember if I actually gave a name or if you ever gave a name.
No, I did not. I don't know if you did.
Just saying that elevator ride would have been shorter if you'd let Aristarchus run it.
Spanky McSpankface.
No, that's one of Aristarchus's rivals in the Medicus's primary servo skull.
I see.
So the fun part is, I'm pretty sure I did not give a name.
Nope.
But if I did, it's buried in Slack, and by
means it's
buried
gone.
I mean paywalled. So
Yeah, because it's behind these messages that are older than this length do not show up. Yeah.
Henrietta.
Verdine.
Henrietta Verdine. That's a good first and last name.
that's the.
Verdine Henrietta.
I don't give a shit.
I
what
mean,
the
you
name
could do
is, to
that
be
as well.
honest.
Pillix.
What are you doing?
Just saying sounds.
I have a
It's fun.
I have a chaos fantasy name generator.
It's not Avon, right?
No, Avon Pyrus
No,
is the
that's
head of
someone
the
else.
head of the
Okay.
Wastelanders.
Yep.
Jessica.
Then no, there was no.
Kendall.
I'm searching through my notes now.
No, that's tomorrow.
I know.
The big secret. See, you're ruining my secret backstory where Kendall managed to escape from the Warhammer world by her adopted dad, the Archfey.
I see.
Yep,
Yeah.
there you go.
That
There you
that
go.
legitimately sounds like a thing that would happen to someone who stumbled into the webway. They just end up in a
Right?
different world, different universe entirely.
Some Archfey is like, "Ooh, you look interesting."
There's, I just want to call out
Yoink
these 2
some
names.
poor Eldari out. You know?
I just want to call out these 2 names this generator gave me. Yabisa, Yabise, and Yabis, Yabis.
They're twins. And their mother hates them.
I mean, it's either that or Unalix,
Does she?
apparently.
Fuck. Okay.
Anyways.
I can keep.
If you
calling
don't
out names.
stop us, we'll just keep going, Shawnee.
Stop.
Zasty. That's a name.
Yeah, it didn't work.
Zaffy McNasty.
Zasty McNasty, Chaos
Gosh.
Cultist Extraordinaire.
No.
Do we make it to the bottom?
Yes, I said that. I said that a minute ago, and it just completely
Okay.
went by.
Step out of the elevator.
Yep.
Yes.
All right.
You make your way out of the elevator.
There are a couple of bars that she typically hangs out at.
Right?
We'll just go to the one where I saw her last.
Sounds
To be
fine.
fair, the one where you saw her last, she was infiltrating as a information gatherer.
Doesn't mean that she's not there. It could have been It's literally only been like 3 days. She could still be infiltrating.
I mean, fair.
The place to start, at least.
Also, in case anyone hasn't noticed, I've been off my Adderall for like 2 weeks now. So
I've noticed.
I can't control it. I'm sorry.
Fair. Yeah, I will start there because it is the safest place
Fair enough.
that she might be. If she is not there, then we will go to the less safe places.
Oh, you know what we forgot to do?
Oh, right, yeah. Black Lives Matter, trans rights, human rights, eat the rich. This stream is technically powered by Sirenscape.
Is it though?
Only 53 minutes in.
Look, it's been a couple of weeks. The stream will be powered by Sirenscape in a minute when I get into the interface.
There. But yeah.
Roll me an investigation check. I just want to see whether you find her in a favorable position or not.
Okay.
Is this just for me, or do you want Blair to roll as well?
Just for Remy.
Cool.
Either you find her in doggy style or murder you style. Let's see what you roll.
9 successes.
It's pretty good.
Look, I am good at a few things. Investigation
that you
is one of them. As we're walking along, Remy's going to stop before we get inside, like probably a block away. Go. All right. In the spirit of full disclosure,
What'd you do?
I didn't do anything. In fact, I specifically did not do anything. Something else did something. It
All
just
right.
did it to me.
Okay.
So, again, this is on the we don't need to inform other people about this ledger. But you know that fight that we were in down in all the radioactive material and all that?
Yeah, I remember.
I think I might have developed psychic abilities from that.
Okay, like you see the future?
Like kind of the stuff that our other two friends can do.
Okay.
You know, the stuff that the stuff that is really bad when you're dealing with chaos cultists, and 2, they would want to throw me in some kind of academy that I'm going to that would be torturous that I am not going to.
No, I won't let them do that.
Because they're not going to find out.
Of course not.
Okay, I just needed to put that out there because it's better that you know now than some fucking cultist picks up on it and says something, and I'm like, oh no, it's totally fine. Anyway,
This is not information the rest of the group needs to know.
This is why you are my favorite member of this group.
Oh, thank you. And I'm not gonna tell. Like, the only person I would really tell stuff to would be Aristarchus, and I love the boy, but I do have to be careful with what I tell him.
He might know.
Okay.
I'm not entirely sure. It was strongly insinuated, but he also promised not to say anything.
Okay. Yeah, he's keeping a lot of secrets from.
Yes, he
from
is.
What
It's a
yeah.
little creepy.
I'm the official secret keeper of this group.
Anyways,
and once your emotions are taken out, you'll be my official informant.
Nope. Blair will not let any of this happen.
All that said, oh look, we're here.
As you arrive at the Eagle's Wing.
Yep.
With 9 successes, I will say that as you look into the Eagle's Wing, you do find her in a very familiar position, sitting at a far wall, just sort of observing things. This is very favorable for you because you know that she can't start shit in here.
She can't murder me in front of everybody here.
Well, if she's thinking
and
logically,
get
she
away
can.
with it. And get away with it.
Yeah,
So
she can't
walk
start.
in.
She can't start shit in here without a dozen Imperial loyalists drawing weapons.
Yep,
The question is, will she care?
we will find out.
Considering she's a spy and not the one that runs in screaming, probably.
Hopefully.
90%.
So I'll walk in. I'll walk up to the bar, order something, and have them order whatever her favorite is, and have it taken to her table.
You walk in, you place the order, and you look over your shoulder at her position, and you can already see that she's clocked that you're here. And the look on her face is,
Not good.
shall we say, unpleasant.
I will just smile and wave.
You're very lucky she's not a psyker. Or she may have tried to kill you.
Fair.
That look is definitely implies someone who really wishes they had the psychic ability to kill someone from a distance.
So I'll be never mind. I'll go ahead and take it over myself.
Well,
Or would
this
you like
looks
to
like
meet my
it's-
friend?
This looks like it's gonna go well.
It's gonna go great.
Blair will whisper as they're headed over.
Yep. I'll walk over. Thought you might need one of these.
You fucking snake.
You mind if I take a seat as I'm sitting down?
The fuck do you want this time?
Hi, I'm Blair.
She looks over.
Nice
I
to
don't-
meet you.
I don't give a shit. What the fuck do you want?
Okay. I know that you're angry. Honestly, who are you angrier at? Me for pulling the wool over you, or for you for not realizing that that would probably happen? Because why in the name of God would I actually give you that?
Both, but I'm currently sublimating it on you.
That's fair. All right, so here's the thing. I know you're angry and I'm here to make it up to you a little bit.
I've heard that one before.
I'm going to give you information, sweetie,
You fucking sweetie me.
that you need to save your little group.
He didn't Sweeney. It was just a mishearing there.
Fuck do you give about my group?
I told you before. Frankly, I don't. But what I do care about, is that everything down here changes bad for down here. Down here is not in a good state, but it is a comfortable, not good state. We don't want the Imperials coming down here. Obviously, voices lowered at this point, and ruining and curb stomping that everything, you random bystanders, etc., into dust. And we don't want your side to do it either. Frankly, I don't really think many of your people would really want that, because I don't think they understand what it means. But stasis is good. Inertia is good. What's coming isn't that, and everyone's going to die, you and yours included.
God, are you sure you joined the right cult? You sound like you belong with the grandfather.
I was going to say, isn't she a Slaneshi cultist?
I was never specific on that. So all I'm saying Look, Tycho's doing stuff that's going to be real bad. As in, if this shit isn't resolved, this planet is done bad. Do not pass go. Do not get off this planet on an escape ship. Nothing.
Going to exterminate the planet.
Blair, am I lying?
I'm about to say, I know how it sounds, but he is being honest.
That's not a thing that happens. You hear about that in stories. It's not a thing that happens.
It happens, and it will.
It very possibly could be happening.
It's not very possibly. It is, unless we
yeah.
deal with this.
Yeah,
Now,
if we don't take care of what's going on.
You're the little people. I'm not saying that in a denigrating way. I'm the little people too. Nobody cares about you until you stick your head up in a really stupid way, which I know you're not going to do. You're smarter than that. Tycho's not. And even more concerning isn't Tycho, but who Tycho works for. And I want to see if I want to inside essentially see if she recognizes anything when I say
First,
that.
First roll me a persuasion just to see how well you are getting
we all
across
know
to
who
her.
Tycho
Oh,
works for.
the
Shawnee.
IRS. Shawnee.
Yes.
There is something that is happening either already or concurrently to this that might influence her knowledge, depending on what she knows already. For whatever that matters. When I'll actually whisper it to you so that we don't interrupt the flow of the scene. But
I will actually wrath that, I think, or whichever of those two. Do the reroll thing.
Wrath, yeah.
Because 5 isn't bad, but I want better.
All right. The glory count is at 1 because you did the critical on your wrath die.
Cool. 6. Slightly better.
All right. So yeah. And then roll me an insight.
Inside. Not bad. I'll take it.
So with the combination of the two, you get the sense that she's taking, at the very least, the threat of exterminatus a little more seriously, based on that. Yeah, that doesn't impact her specifically.
cool. Just want to make sure.
But with the insight, you don't get the sense that, I mean, she's hiding it well, but you do get the sense that she is aware of rumors, if nothing else.
Okay. I need you to tell me what you know about Janice.
She sort of thinks for a second, taps her hands on the table. And what am I getting out of sharing any information that I may or may not have?
Outside of survival? I tell you what, I will improve your odds of survival even better.
You've already fucked me over once. Why wouldn't you do it again?
I fucked you over because I was desperate and I didn't have any other options.
I'm here this time. He wouldn't dare do it with me here.
Heard that story before too.
We have other sources of information. It's just this is just additional straight from the source. I tell you what, I will sweeten the deal then, at least in terms of your survival. I don't have that. I don't have any demon shit to bargain with you anymore. Sorry, those pages were burned.
Never knew a good thing when you had it.
No, I figured it out. That's the problem. Anyways, when we know where we're gonna hit, when we know where we need to go, and we know where we're gonna hit, I will let you know so you can get you and your people out of there if you're anywhere within the vicinity. The catch is you're gonna have to any connections you have to Tycho or Janice, you're gonna have to walk away from completely.
I don't fucking talk with Tycho and his crazies.
Well, there you go. You don't even have a downside here.
We're mostly in it just to keep eyes on things and have a little bit of influence and have fun. We serve
Yeah,
a
that's
god
how it
that's all about
starts.
enjoying things.
Sure. Not the point, not the argument to get into right now. The point is, you don't want to get caught in this crossfire. I will make sure that you do not.
Fuck it. Okay. There's not a lot. But I do know that a lot of the literature that Tycho's got, he got from Janus. He's called him a bearer of the word in regards to knowing and having information.
Okay.
He's apparently very powerful as far as the cult actions go and as far as communion with the dark gods.
We figured that.
And nobody who's ever gone to see him has ever been seen again. Pretty certain that going to see Janus is code for being a ritual sacrifice.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Which makes sense because I'm pretty certain that I've seen weird, not right things happening in the vicinity of anyone who has been said to, or in the vicinity of any locations where someone has been rumored to be visiting Janus.
So that brings me to the next part of this. I'm assuming you don't know where he is.
He wanders, as far as I know. I don't. He goes where his plans want him to go.
What are the areas you stay away from? What are the areas where you're like, this just doesn't feel right, even to me?
There's a couple of old churches that have been used. There's anywhere around where Tycho and his nut jobs make their hideouts, the iconoclasts, they call them. I mean, sometimes you just sort of get a sense that no, I'm not going down this street today, or I might get my soul ripped out.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go back the next day and it's gone. It's not always consistent.
By the way,
learn to follow your gut.
Fair enough. By the way, here's another little bit of information. I'll even make this a freebie. Keep us even more than what we've just been talking about. Keep especially clear from Tycho right now because he's probably not in a good mood because his pet psyker just walked away.
Well, that's going to be even greater. Fucking Tycho angry because he lost his pet witch. That is gonna be.
Yep.
You know, he's
See,
gonna start
I
shitting
am
everyone
looking.
around now, right?
Yes. Yep. See, I am looking out for you. You're welcome.
I need a hit of Hypex. I'm getting it the fuck out of here.
All right. You have a communications frequency that I can hit you on once we know where you should stay away from.
Yeah, sure. And she will give you a com code that you're pretty certain is a burner.
Yep. All right. Well, best of luck to you. Sincerely, I legitimately hope that you make it through fine.
You know, I don't think there's a sincere bone in your body anymore.
I don't blame you for thinking that.
And she looks over at Blair for the first time in basically this entire conversation. Don't get too wrapped up in this guy. He'll leave you high and dry when it matters. And she stands and starts to leave.
I'll take my chances.
Let her walk off. All right, well, we got something at least.
Right.
It's more than we had before.
I want to go check with my girls, see if they've discovered anything else.
Absolutely. You should see how they're doing anyways, because it's been a little while.
You want to come with me?
As opposed to stay down here in with everybody so warm and friendly to me on my own. No, I think I'll come with you. Thank you.
I mean, there's alcohol. Yeah.
I can bring a bottle with me. So yeah. Head off with you.
Yeah, we'll head over to the Wastelanders.
While you're heading out, the camera shifts over to another individual who has been making their way down Hive. Tina,
Yeah.
you've been making your way down to your tribe.
Uh-huh.
You mostly ignoring the elevators, just sort of jumping and climbing down levels and just
Yeah.
whenever you can. But eventually you make your way back down to the base of the city and make your way to the Digtinka tribe. The gates are open for you as soon as you enter. What was his name? Dregbonk sort of greets you as you enter. Hey, Tina, what brings you back now?
Hey, we've got a bigger fight. If we're all ready for it, of course.
Yeah, you better go go tell Big Mac Digtinka.
All right. I'll head off toward him.
You head into the workshop and you see that the Big Mech is performing repairs on some of the vehicles that have been sort of damaged in the outlying fights around the last excursion. As you enter the warehouse and he lifts up his welding mask. Doesn't stop welding, just lifts the mask so he can see you better.
I stay away from the hot end of that.
Tina, good to see you again. What news you got this time?
Got a bigger fight. There's a fortress
Ooh.
that needs storming.
Yeah. That's good. The last fight was good. Bigger is better.
It might get kind of weird there. We're going up against a sorcerer. She says very dramatically and probably slightly incorrectly, sorcerer.
Susurrus.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Because this is a strange word.
Yeah, one of them spiky weird boys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That means the them dead-eyed spiky gits is gonna be around there. Yeah, that'll be a good fight.
Yeah, should be.
Where you
I-
need us.
I give locations because Mara does not remember
Yeah.
where we said things were happening. I don't even think we know.
Alright.
Yeah.
I'll get the boys ready for one.
Is Wurzod around?
Yeah.
Want to ask her.
Where's odds at in the drops?
Great. Sounds good. Give thumbs up.
Puts the welding mask back down, continues working.
Titles around. Goes to
You,
find.
you figure
Wurzod.
out the welding mask is less a protect my face and more a am I focusing on my work or am I listening to somebody else?
Yeah, it's like blinders.
So you make your way out to the squig drops.
Mhm.
You sort of ask old Grotkika where Wurzod is, and they point you over. And Wurzod is once again just sort of hovering off the ground, muttering to themselves as she is sort of spinning in place, tied down by copper chains. As you approach.
It's good to see the little one again. Not so little anymore.
Nope. I mean, I still am a little inside of this, but you know.
Little's a state of mind. Use a proper orc now.
Thanks. I don't understand what you told me. With like, do you remember when you was spinning around a whole bunch and things were getting a little bit weird? The
I don't remember what I told you, to be honest.
That's all right. I've forgotten a bunch of it.
When Gork and Mork speak through me, they just speak. Oh, it's just a mouthpiece.
Whoa, that's cool.
Sometimes it makes sense, sometimes it don't. It's all a bit weird.
Yeah. This is a lot. Did you hear though? We're gonna go and fight. Did she participate in the last fight? I don't remember.
Probably. You might not have
Okay.
seen her, but she probably did.
Yeah. The Tycho, he's the one who we were fighting, and now we're fighting a bigger one than him. So he's now not. It turns out someone was he didn't have the biggest hat, and Tycho, not the one with the biggest hat, but Tycho, is likes to mess around with psychers, so be careful.
Nobody's gonna mess with this weird boy.
Yeah. Okay. Just wanted to let you know. See you on the battlefield.
Thanks for the warning. Looking forward to a good one.
I'm gonna keep doing that as I walk backwards. out of the camp.
Just walking straight back
Yeah.
out now. You've done your job, walking
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. Why
Going
not?
back to
Makes
meet with
sense to
everybody.
me.
Yeah.
All right.
Walking
well,
backwards the whole way.
Yeah. No, after I leave, I will go front ways.
Just walk backwards out of camp and then turn around.
Yeah.
I do like that you just continuing to walk backwards, and you like walk over like a car.
It's like,
Yeah.
here comes the rock. Is he going to walk around?
Car-
Nope, straight
yep.
over the rock.
Exactly.
It's beautiful. You know what? I'm
Oh,
gonna
child.
I'm just gonna keep walking backwards until I run into something, and then I go forward like a ping pong ball or a pinball machine, like that.
Excellent.
Yep, that's me.
So Tina's doing the reverse Orpheus.
I don't know what that is.
Orpheus, you know,
Greek myth
has to play his wife's spirit
Okay,
out of.
yes,
and
I know that,
Right,
but it has
Well,
nothing to do
supposed-
with anything.
No, he's supposed to walk forwards and not look over his shoulder, and he doesn't look over his shoulder until the very last minute,
Yeah,
and then
but
she gets sucked back
if
down
it was
into
if it was
Hades.
the reverse Orpheus,
If it's the reverse Orpheus, you're walking backwards most of the way, and then you turn around at the very end.
No, that doesn't.
Is that a
No.
reverse or is that an inverted? Those are two
That's-
separate things.
Oh, okay,
This
that's
is-
fair.
No.
You could make it you could call it inverted Orpheus.
No, inverted Orpheus would be him upside down, walking on the ceiling.
Man, I know.
No, that's actually a sex position
I know a
from,
person-
and I'm gonna cut it right there.
I knew a person that had an inverted Orpheus once. He had to see a doctor for it.
Meanwhile,
This is our best session. No notes. Unironically.
Meanwhile, Aristarchus, Ceres, and Laurel are heading up Hive.
Once we're in the elevator, Aristarchus, I need you to open a communication line to the relay station.
All right. We sending data burst, or you want a live vox?
Data burst.
All right.
Data pad. I'm going to resend my previously held message that I had sent up. So no longer needs to that no longer needs to fire off after a certain time.
Oh, you mean we're not running down, just letting the countdown timer to nuke the planet just go?
No, we're not. We're not letting that. We are remembering that it exists and getting rid of it.
Proud of you.
And then I'm sending an encoded message to through the relay to my Inquisitorial Master. It is in Glossia, so neither of you know what the fuck I'm saying, but the translation is that hang on. Lord Inquisitor Eckhart, Interrogator Artinos reporting in, important update, and then indicating whatever the appropriate code level of severity is for inquisitorial updates in this fashion. We've identified, we have, what will be the phrase for mostly identified? Like, we haven't fully identified exactly who he is, but we know enough to know that it's a threat.
Narrowed down.
Yeah.
We're tentatively identified.
There, I think that works.
Tentatively identified.
We have tentatively identified the orchestrator of the events on this planet as a sorcerer that goes by the name of Janus. They seem to be the one operating, pulling the strings behind Tycho and his activities. We're working on identifying Janus as well as preparing to assault the facility that has been identified as a primary base for his operation. Recommendation is to blockade planet until Janus has been dealt with or until an exterminatus is called for. But just tangentially, it may also be it may also be a wise decision to scan the rest of the sector for any increased activity of the enemy, though that I will leave to your wisdom and discretion, Master.
And to the uninitiated, Glossia is basically like it's a poetic like inside code that is basically built off of metaphors that are understood only by the people speaking the particular form of Glossia that is used by the inquisitorial team. So the sentence probably starts something like golden blade, rapturous beasts in shadow, and so on, and just continues on in a variety of like
Darmok and Jalad at Tanagra.
Yeah, it sounds like she's having a stroke.
Their arms
I was
wide.
gonna say I'm looking for to Aristarchus being like, are you having a stroke?
No, because Aristarchus is a technocrat, effectively, which means he's familiar with a number of otherwise inscrutable languages that use things other than what you would consider normal sentence structures, like the ability of people from the 21st century to just send 12 memes back and forth and have a conversation thereby.
Has been called out.
And
You're
also,
welcome.
And also, this isn't the first time that I've used
I was gonna
Aristarchus to
say,
relay
yeah,
a Glossia message.
Glossia is a code more than it is a language. Like the words that Ceres is using are Gothic words. They're just all like speaking to metaphor and like identifying in a poetic language that is not actually making a sentence that is understood.
Yeah.
I mean, fair.
The
You should
crow
at
calls
least
at
check.
midnight.
Exactly, stuff like that.
You should at least check and make sure that Ceres is not smelling toast. That's all I'm saying.
All I'm saying is that your average Zoomer probably understands the premise of the Star Trek episode Darmok instantly with no trouble whatsoever. It's like, oh yeah, no, I get this.
But yeah, send like so immediately sending that off basically to try to head that off because that's information that needs to be sent. I'll also include there that we have identified an agent of the Death Watch that we are entreating to assist us with the situation, and at the moment are working to prep the assault on their compound.
Yeah, no. Aristarchus has a mental flowchart of individual has done something weird and illogical. Is individual psyker? Yes. No. Yes. Probably fine.
That's the end of the flow chart on that one.
Right. Mm-hmm. In terms of medical analysis of the subject, yeah. Mm-hmm. This is probably normal for them.
And that probably
So,
and that probably
is individual a psyker comes with its own individual flow chart of other
Right.
problems. But,
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
But those are more about collateral damage and stuff, not the health of the psyker primarily.
Right.
Yeah. Well, that probably takes about 10 minutes to reload to send.
Okay.
especially because you have to input the entire thing that to translate the like glossaic text into a data burst.
Yep.
To then transmit.
Right, so now we go find Trooper Tendris.
Yes, so we're going to go meet with
Hi,
Starry's
Frasier.
Sergeant, wasn't it?
Sorry, yeah, Sergeant Typhrasia 10.
Yes, we're going to go meet with Sergeant Tandris, along with the Arbites.
Arbites.
Yeah, the along with the Arbites of the planet, and coordinate with them, and potentially have to coordinate reinforcements depending on the Arbites' take on the situation. But
And check out their loose meat sandwiches.
yes. I'm thinking Arbites.
Look, blame the British for their pronunciation of something that is meant to be arbitrator.
All I can think of is John Stewart insults.
I mean, arbitrator just sounds like somebody that stopped eating at Arby's and started eating at Wendy's.
So anyway, we toddle off that direction, I suppose.
I also have potential reinforcements with the king.
Though, mind you,
That sounds lovely.
I have heard the weirdest pronunciations of some of the Gothic terms in 40k, mostly from Americans, like the people who call the Arbites the Adeptus Arbites. Like-
Arbitus. That may be useful, though I would caution against calling them in immediately. We are going to have to coordinate several different fronts right now, and I don't know that any of the fronts are communicating with each other just yet. So, what I'm saying is I'd rather not have the kin, a space marine, and a war of orcs all running in the same door.
Well, I mean, we've got coordinates for our target, but that doesn't necessarily mean we have to send all forces in via the same vector.
It's
Right.
true, but we don't know what vector the orcs are going to go in because Tina just sort of went off.
Does Tina have the actual coordinates?
I don't know.
Because I don't think I gave them to her.
Tina has been literally standing around while you've been talking about it, so she was paying any amount of attention.
Yeah, but do we think Tina can remember that level of specific detail?
Who knows? That's
Depends
why
on what the hyperfixation is. at the
Aristarchus, do you
moment.
think that Tina can remember what direction a fight is in?
Okay, a direction is not coordinates.
Do you think that Tina can remember where a fight is?
my general assumption.
Okay, we're having a fight in Phoenix, Arizona.
My general assumption is that if you don't know for certain that someone does not know something, assume they know enough to get there and be a problem.
All right.
I
So
was gonna say in that situation.
If a bunch of dudes
I'm-
named Joshua can all coordinate on one location.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they were given like an actual address and stuff, and like had access to Google Maps and shit.
I'm
If somebody just
saying,
sent a Facebook email blast saying all the Joshes come to Phoenix on Wednesday, the
And
odds
then
of
you go
any
there
of
and you
them.
start shouting Josh.
I mean,
Look, I'm just saying, in Tina's situation, because you just said that there is a fight in Phoenix, I'm pretty sure fictional Tina has just figured out a way to show up in real Phoenix and is there waiting for a fight right now.
Which
is why I didn't
Has
say she
somehow
was
figured out how to do it.
yes, while I don't know for certain whether or not Tina knows the exact coordinates, I don't know that she doesn't or doesn't know enough to be able to navigate there without them.
All right.
So we'll have to coordinate as best we can with the factions that we can coordinate with and keep an ear out for what will likely be very loud screaming.
Understood. And just follow Saris until we get where we're going.
But yeah. That was Sarah's for Laurel. Yes, it's a good idea to bring in reinforcements. Don't tell them where to go just yet.
No. She wanted to make sure we were coordinated before she told anybody anything.
Gotcha.
So the group splits again.
Yet further splitting.
The moment before she will leave, she will say, "The moment any entry point has been decided, please let me know."
Certainly.
And the group of Aristarchus and Saris make their way into the Steel Watch headquarters, in which is the station of the arbitrator who is stationed in this hive world.
Is there a line of Steel Watch that are either like achieving enlightened orgasm or have pissed themselves in terror, indicating that Sergeant Tanders has passed through already?
There's definitely been a disturbance in the general operations of the Steel Watch. That seems to have been something important just came through.
All right, all right. Looks like our sergeant is already here. Let's proceed. And I will approach the desk out of courtesy.
Yeah, you approach the front desk where the secretary is at, and she looks up at you. You see the face of a woman who is coming, who has found God in the past 10 minutes, and
Right?
it's just like,
Yeah.
go.
Thank you. I continue fast.
Aristarchus assumes that this is just how Ceres goes into most places.
Depends, but yes.
And you make your way into the arbitrator's office. And standing in there are already 3 individuals. There is Arbitrator Justine in her full armor. There is Watchmaster Jared, the person who is ostensibly in charge of the Steel Wash, but answers to the arbitrator. And there is a 7-foot tall Hyphratia Tandris not in her armor. As you are greeted by the immaculate musculature covered in scars and a variety of different access ports that are built into her body, as the interface between her flesh and the armor that she normally wears is laid bare, as she is wearing essentially what looks, you would call on literally anyone else like a prisoner's jumpsuit, as it's literally just this like form-fitting, tight, like tan top that just sort of bears midriff, and a pair of like form-fitting shorts that do not go anywhere beyond like upper thigh, and just completely bare shoulders, portraying everything else, and then just a waist sash that just sort of like drapes around to about mid-knee.
Do I
Covered in like holy seals.
Do I recognize why she would be in this dress rather than in her armor?
Presumably because she didn't want to literally cause people to piss themselves when they thought an angel of death was about to kill them.
Fair enough. All right. Sergeant Tandris, what's the official title for Lord Arbites?
Just arbitrator.
And Watchmaster?
Yeah.
Sergeant Tandris, arbitrator, Watchmaster.
As Hyphratia looks up,
and I have the interrogator symbol out, freely invisible at this point.
Yeah. As Hyphratia sort of looks up as you enter, from having been looking at what looks to be a war table that's been set up on the arbitrator's desk. She nods as you enter. The last of our council has arrived. Welcome.
Thank you. I look over at the war table. I indicate to the war table and look over at the arbitrator. May we?
She just sort of indicates with a hand.
Aristarchus.
Please, I can't do too much without all the information.
Aristarchus, if you would.
Can I just go up and do an analysis of what's currently on the war table?
Yeah, it looks like a general layout of the Hive City, and just sort of indications of troop allocations, potential enemy sightings, locations of potential danger. Just sort of it's an overarching, just tactical analysis of the state of the Hive City right now.
Is the orc camp, the Dictinga tribe, on that analysis?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Is it accurate to look to
the location of the general? It's a general location of where the tribe is, just somewhere in the lower levels. It's just sort of a nascent threat, potential danger kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay.
It's the blinking red light that hasn't gone steady and started an alarm yet.
Yeah.
It's an orange status. Aristarchus will go over to the table, extrude the necessary cabling from his fingertips and into the interface, and then just honestly wait for Ceres to start talking, and then immediately edit the displays to highlight the aspects that that Saris might bring up.
Yeah. Aristarchus, if you would please bring up the hive diagram as you have it, and then once that's up, during my investigation here on the hive, we have located two parties, in particular, that are at the current active goal of sowing chaos and treason within the hive itself. They have already succeeded at acquiring a number of converts and at summoning no few number of demons. In her head, one being no few, but one is more than zero.
Anything more than 0 is too many.
Exactly. And as the information is going up on the screen, we have tentatively confirmed the fact that the mastermind behind this activity is a sorcerer going under the name of Janus. I look over at Tandris. Would you happen to know anything about this particular individual or that code name?
I can't say that I do, although were I able to have access to the greater communications of the Ultramarines, I may have more information. But it's been some time since I communicated with the chapter.
I would appreciate it if you would reach out, and I can provide my inquisitorial authorization to facilitate that if necessary.
I can do this. We'll take some time.
Good. In the meantime, I have informed my inquisitorial master, Inquisitor Eckhart, of the situation. My recommendation is to blockade the planet so that no potential cultists escape until we have dealt with Janus and his organization. If there are any complaints to that fact, I will gladly field them now. Was he looking over towards the arbitrator?
The arbitrator has no complaints. It's the watchmaster who.
Oh, I didn't look at the watchmaster.
That's why he's angry.
Yeah.
How dare!
You realize that's going to stop any and all trade activity and going to leave the people of this planet without potentially the necessary supplies that they will need to not starve.
Then I would suggest we deal with the threat swiftly and decisively. Otherwise, your primary export is going to be demons and their kin, if that is, of course, my master fails to activate an exterminatus and turn the entire planet to glass. Do I highlight the situation for you, Watchmaster?
Simply saying that hive worlds are not exactly known for their agriculture.
Yes.
We go
during
through
during the
several
whole reduce the planet to glass, there's a very nice little animation of the hive city just like melting and turning into a flat, shiny surface. And then there's a little ching off of, as it reflects all the solar radiation back into space.
We go through several shipfuls of agricultural supplies and food per day.
Fortunately for you, we already have a location for the primary base of the Sorcerer Janus.
Question.
Yes.
If with that objection raised, okay, are there no stockpiles?
Roll me scholar.
Okay.
The answer is no, but we'll see how accurate it is.
6 and glory.
Ooh.
Glory. So the thing about the Administratum is that one generally centralized organization that operates primarily out of Holy Terra, and then branching out with different offices in different regions of the galaxy, makes the decisions
increasingly less efficient.
Yeah, is increasingly less efficient the further you get from Terra, and makes decisions for logistical allocation across the entirety of the Imperium. Meaning, any attempt to stockpile or ration any amount of supplies on a planet has to be done on the planetary level based on whatever the Administratum says you're getting. When it gets there. If it gets there. And so, while theoretically there might be stockpiles on this planet, literally cutting them off from any incoming supplies, especially if they've missed a ship recently, could rapidly eat through those.
Okay.
And leave the population starving in a matter of days.
It's not a decision we make lightly.
All right. Then Aristarchus will resume the diagram of the Hive City and just very quietly highlight places where he knows stockpiles are stored and just have them very subtly blinking just a little bit. It's a civil infrastructure joke.
Hopefully also highlighting the location of the stronghold
Right.
that we've
But yeah, then and as course as the topic changes, then refocus, zoom, enhance.
What are we looking at in terms of threat? The arbitrator asks.
Do we what do we know on that? I've forgotten because it's been several weeks.
You've identified basically this is a fortress. It is well fortified, probably well stocked with people and weapons and ammunition. If this is the location that Tycho has made his home base, which by all reports it is, there will likely be any lesser psychers that Tycho makes use of that are not Janaea, and also probably there's the very strong chance of potential demonic incursion.
Yeah.
If he summons demons to his defense.
Yeah. This is a well-fortified, well-stockpiled, and well-armed fortress in the heart of your hive that is confirmed to be the primary base of Tycho's iconoclasts, as they refer to themselves. The sorcerer in charge has likely stockpiled it with all manner of psyker and demons as well. We have eliminated their principal threat, the psyker that caused the catastrophic damage to the hive, however long ago that was. We removed that pawn from the board. However, it is likely that he still has others of lesser power, but still notable. Potential for demons as well as demon hosts is high, along with all the resulting cultists that he has managed to gather in his time here, stirring up chaos on your world. We do have a number of allies in our fight, however. In my time working as an inquisitorial agent on the planet, we have made contact and a loose alliance with, and I'll indicate towards the vague red beeping area, the Digtinka tribe of orcs located on the planet's surface.
You would bring Xenos into an assault with the rest of us.
I would use whatever weapon that is at my disposal to deal with the enemies of mankind and the Emperor. In this particular case, they are such a weapon, and a willing one at that. As we speak, they are likely preparing to mobilize their forces. I would not recommend us all charging in through the same door, however. So, letting the orcs lead the charge, and then us following in to deal with the threat as we need to, is my principal goal.
Jared lights up a cigar and just sort of looks at the map. Well, if we let the Xenos kill each other, if we let the Greenskins charge in first and break themselves upon the walls, we might kill two birds with one stone, weaken the enemy's fortress, and also reduce the number of orcs to deal with in the future.
There's a little crowd of cartoon orcs running through the inside of the Hive City and then going splat, splat, splat against the fortress, which then collapses.
Additionally,
and then a little Imperium flag.
I appreciate the animatics. Additionally, we have made contact with and trade alliances with the kinfolk ships that has docked with the station for trade. They have access to a variety of very effective weapons at destroying demon kind. I will say, holding up and drawing from my hip one of the plasma pistol that I received.
Yeah.
Of which my inquisitorial team has been making use. They have offered their services and skills as well in combating the demon threat.
High Frasier looks at the plasma pistol. In my encounters with the kin of the leagues, they have proven to be stalwart enemies of anything that threatens their home. Demons definitely rank high among that number. I would be unsurprised if they proved invaluable in the assault.
These in particular specialize in fighting the forces of the enemy. We are
Very
all
well.
we are all that we have to deal with this threat. If we fail, not even I will get off this planet alive. If we wish to survive, if you wish your people, say looking over at the Watchmaster, to survive, then we must do all we can to deal with this threat. This planet would be far too appetizing of a stepping stone for the enemy to take hold. It cannot fall to their threat.
Pharaoh Tenebris is one of the gateway worlds into the 500 worlds of Ultramar. Hyphratia says, were it to fall, the archenemy would likely use it as a staging ground for assaults into the worlds of the Ultramarines. Likely, as our Lord Gilliman is otherwise engaged with the Indomitus Crusade, likely leaving a vital front open for the forces of chaos to strike while the Ultramarines are occupied. Undoubtedly, this was the plan all along.
That is my assumption as well. And while the Emperor's mighty angels are a force to be reckoned with, they cannot defend from a knife in the back if their armor fails. And again, stressing that point, looking at the Watchmaster.
To say that my world is nothing but a stepping stone is the highest of insults, he says, as he sort of chews on the cigar. But I see your point.
Then prove me wrong. Prove that your world is the bulwark against the enemy, and not one to be stepped on lightly.
Very well. I will organize the watch.
Our plan should be to follow in after the orcs with our allies in tow. We'll need to communicate as well with the Imperial Guard regiment that is on planet and see if they can offer any further assistance, though we do not want to use too much of them, because if our initial assault fails, we want there to be as many defenders as possible for any chance we have of a second attack.
Not that I would trust, they are natives, as far as I know. They'd be unlikely to want to ruin their own homeworld, but Imperial artillery is not exactly good for a city fight unless you want it pounded into the dirt anyway.
If the option is pounding it into the dirt or seeing it possessed by the enemy, which would you prefer?
Neither, thank you very much.
Well then, our first assault should be the final one.
All right.
Sergeant,
Aside from the assault, any further details of this plan we should know about?
is there anything that I've left out?
That's up to you.
It's been a couple weeks. Genuinely, is there anything that I've left out? Anyone that can think of anything?
And it seems like the majority of it to me, but I don't know if you have.
I don't know.
Details.
Yeah, I think we're waiting to finalize everything. At least,
yeah.
Most of us who do not make the decisions, we're waiting to finalize everything.
I'm pretty sure there
once
was
we gathered info and gotten back together. But
yeah.
absolutely,
could be like
there was absolutely zero suggestion of the Tandris Saker twins joining this whole thing, right?
Correct.
No.
Right. I figured keeping her as far away from this whole shit as possible was objective numero uno on that side.
She is his responsibility. I made that very clear to him and suggested that she not be involved.
Legit. But yeah, if Ceres just decides, all right, this is the plan. Granted, she'll be doing it without all of the relevant information, but hey.
Prepare our forces. My agents are currently gathering what more information they can. Once we have reconnected with them and confirmed our knowledge and updated it in any way that we can, we will finalize our attack plan. Most likely, it is going to be following after the orcs, with an assault team led in several squads attacking from multiple directions. We will be able to give details once we know the full picture. Sergeant Tandros, you have my comm signal. If you get any information from Ultramar, please let me know as soon as possible.
Very well. I will go and make inquiries with the Ultramarines that I can reach from this distance. Hopefully, communication has not been too tangled.
And if you need any assistance with that, let me know.
Very well.
Otherwise, see to your men, see to your prayers, and may the God Emperor watch over us.
God Emperor watch over us both. Justine and Jared echo as Tandra sort of just nods and leans back from the table and starts to make her way out.
Aristarchus, and I will turn and begin to walk out.
As soon as we leave the room, that was some mighty impressive gene work on the sergeant there. Did you see that?
His Empress. There's like a beat of like. Probably the only time you've ever seen Saris like stumble. Our Emperor's angels are divine indeed.
Reminds me of the forges on Phaeton, where they make the Lehman Russ. But like genetic. Yeah, anyway.
As yes, you have indeed compared to
Yeah.
I will activate my calm to the team. All right, forces of the Hive are in position and waiting for finalization of plans. Please tell me anyone has more information that we can use.
As you send that out, we will quickly go on our break and then return to what Laurel's been up to before that call comes in.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right. Those of you that are watching live, please remember when we take our break, you take your break. So stand up, stretch your legs, move around, do whatever you need to do. And we'll be back in just a few minutes. We're back. A dinosaur
Jurassic Park.
story.
Dinosaur story.
I do appreciate that now the game is to try and catch Sen at the pause rather than going before him. So, the camera focuses in on Laura Elfire as she makes her way to the space dock, and specifically the location of the Kindred of the Dooms trade ship. As you arrive, the docking ramp lowers, and Imahuri appears in its well-lit interior. Ah, good to see you.
She's like mid-raise to touch the Vox bead. Good to see you as well. Okay, we have a lot to talk about.
I imagine. Come on in.
I don't have all of the information. I'm currently waiting on battle strategies from my retainer.
Well, while your friends are formulating plans, come on in and tell me what you know.
She will head inside. So, we are currently dealing with an individual known as Tycho Mordred.
Morderic, but yeah.
Morderic. It's Chaos Priest? Or
agent of chaos.
an agent of the enemy.
Aye.
He reports to an individual known as Janus, simply referred to as a dark sorcerer. My mentor has scouted and seen their hideout. I don't expect any less than... I can't even begin to calculate the numbers. But this will not be an easy fight.
And you're wanting to call upon the kin as allies?
Potentially.
Well, I won't see that if this planet were to go up in smoke, it wouldn't hinder our trade plans, and especially considering I just worked so hard to try and get something going here. And, well, I happen to like some of the people who are going to be throwing their lives away trying to deal with this. So, I think I could be persuaded. What you have in mind?
Well, on top of that, I think saving the planet that you're trying to do trade on goes a long way.
Just a bit, aye.
I need to confer with Ceres, but personally, I believe no expense should be left off the table. I think going as fast and as hard as we can is going to be beneficial. However,
yes, but that's enough about your love
coordinated
life. What about
strikes.
combat?
Coordinated strikes are going to have to be implemented.
Well, on this ship with me, I've got counting all of us, a full squad of Hearthkin soldiers, as well as the bike and equipment that I would normally use as a pioneer,
And a ship in orbit that could theoretically bring down yet more equipment and a few more kin. Though I imagine that's probably going to be a problem because I'm pretty certain I just heard a blockade being formed earlier.
Wonderful. I'm almost certain we might be able to get you special clearance for that. However, do not take my word for it. I'm not good. Tycho is a zealot and will stop at nothing. Janus, we don't know a lot about the individual. However, dark sources are not ones to be trifled with.
And they rarely are. People who give themselves so fully to the ruinous powers are seldom individuals to be treated lightly. It is the tradition of our league and the kin that follow us in our hearth to crush them as swiftly and forcefully as can be done, and leave no chance for them to rally themselves. For if you let the enemy have even the slightest bit of leeway, they'll take it and turn everything against you that they can.
Will you be bringing that magnificent specimen that you used in the fight against the
Demonette, aye, I'll
Yes.
be bringing that, and yet more besides.
Wonderful. Don't get killed.
I have no intent of it.
We just started. I don't think I don't think death is in either of our futures, at least in the short term.
Our hearth burns. I think we'll be doing just fine. Was that all you wanted to talk about? Or were you here for something else as well?
Did she just let Laurel just like, is she just like in the common area, or have they gone to a private space?
They're in a relatively private room, yeah.
I need to make a roll. There will be no words. She will just simply look at a timepiece in the room, do a small mental calculation in her head. There's one more thing.
Ema just tilts her head to the side, as if waiting. You see a cat-like grin on her face.
And we can fade to black here until we're interrupted.
So, the scene transitions as Blair. You are making your way down with Remy to the Wastelanders hideout. As you make your way out under the cover of the steel sky, you once again find the natural sky of Pharaoh Tenebris above you, as you see the dirty brownish light filtering down through the heavy cloud cover that provides a natural lighting that is hard to find anywhere else in the Hive City. But you arrive at the gate, and upon announcing yourselves, it opens to let you into the fortified sort of exterior base that the Wastelanders call home. And you make your way in, and shortly after you arrive, Layla comes running up, and you can see that the machine gun that has replaced her arm still seems to be functioning normally and does not appear to be giving her much trouble. The scars appear to be healing well. They're still visible, but they're not as angry as they used to look. And as she runs up as you approach. Hey there, boss. Been a while.
Yeah. A lot's been going on.
Lila?
Remy?
Right, I'm sure you remember Remy.
Just a bit.
How's everyone doing here?
We're sort of settling in. I mean, a number of us used to be Wastelanders anyway, so feels like homecoming for some of us, but I mean, there's a little bit of awkwardness, you know. Even those of us that used to be Wastelanders are now not. So there's a little bit of side eye everywhere, but it's better than a hole in the ground. So
I am working on finding us a new place. It's just there's some stuff I need to get through first. Because if I don't, we're not going to have a home at all.
I mean, yeah, that track. So, what's up? What can I help you with?
I know I've been communicating, having some of the girls keep an eye out on the streets for Titus or anything relating to that. I was just wondering if there's any word.
Well, a bunch of the iconoclasts have been moving recently, but it seems like they're retreating from a lot of their places. It seems like they're all sort of gathering around wherever it is they call home because activity is decreasing in the areas around. We're seeing less and less of them around lately.
I feel like that's not a good sign.
I mean, it's good for the people on the streets just having less crazy trouble, but you know.
Absolutely. Sorry, I'm thinking out loud.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, something's definitely going on now.
This is a defensive posture. This is one of two things. It's either defensive posture or it's gathering forces for something big.
Is there anything else?
Well, it seems like who was it? It seems like the Chosen got blown out of the water recently, so that's going to be a major power shift.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know what happened, but
when you say blown out of the water, you mean
Varric Zarn and his entire temple home base got blown the fuck up.
Okay. Yeah, that's relevant.
Is that something we did?
Nope.
Okay.
That we know of.
Did most of them die, I take it?
I mean, those that weren't in the temple are scattered now because, I mean, their leader's dead, and Varric Zorn was the only kind of person who could really rally crazy fucking chemmed up psychopaths like that.
Great. When did this happen?
A couple nights ago.
Okay.
Maybe yesterday.
All right.
When yesterday?
Evening.
Have you or any of them heard the name Janice?
I mean, there was something about that kind of name going around.
You remember what exactly?
Some of the chosen that were nearby when everything went up said that name something. The details are foggy. We don't exactly like to talk to the chosen, but that name came up from some of the chosen who were running away from everything.
Fuck.
And you give me, do you or any of the other girls have a contact in the Chosen?
Fuck no, we can't even talk to them.
All right. Do you know where the ones that are still alive have moved to?
Anywhere and everywhere.
All right.
Without leaders, it's going to become like a whole bunch of small, petty chem warriors just wandering around picking fights.
Or they're gonna get picked up by one of the they're gonna get absorbed into one of the larger groups.
Yeah.
Or into one of the cults. If they're that shaken.
Yeah, some of the blood cults will probably pick up several of them. If their faith, like, one of the things defining the Chosen was their faith in the God Emperor and their, like, holy mandate. If their divine leader's been blown to hell, I imagine some of that faith's been shaken and some of them might end up in the blood cults.
More to the point, if you have psychotic levels of faith, you go to what you know.
Yeah.
And you look for somewhere else to put that faith. Fuck. All right.
Are all the girls still okay? You're all still alive and relatively uninjured?
Yeah, we've been doing our best not to get involved in any of the action going on.
Good. Keep it that way. In fact, make sure that the younger ones stay put for now.
All right.
Trust any instinct you have. If you have that feeling on the back of your neck that you shouldn't be somewhere, don't be there.
Yes.
Just end of story. Don't even question it. Get out.
There are some very dangerous things going on right now.
If you hear Janice again, get the fuck out from wherever you are.
Let me know if you hear Janice again also.
I'll keep it in mind.
All right. Thank you. Stay safe, all right?
Okay. You going to talk to Arvin? Or Avon?
I'm sorry, it has been a minute. That's the leader of the Wastelanders, right?
Wastelanders.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. It's been a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will follow up with him. See her. Yeah, it's been a minute. The last time I saw this character was like months ago.
Yep.
Okay. I will go meet up with her. See if she knows anything else.
Over there in her fortress.
I assumed. All right. Stay safe. Help keep the others safe.
He nods. He goes back to sort of watching over some of the other girls.
We're walking off.
Some of the younger ones continue to pester her about her gun arm.
We're walking off.
It's a great arm.
Yeah. So that sounds to me like Janice just got a big ol' sacrifice. Big ol' sacrifice.
Snackerfice, if you will.
Sorry, out of game again. Been a minute. If I recall correctly, the Chosen was one of the three main gangs, right?
Correct.
Yes.
The
Okay.
smallest of them, but still one of
But
the three.
still one of the
They were
one
they
of
were
three
the
guys.
smallest of the three numerically and the largest of the three in terms of sheer size.
Right.
Because it was full of chemically augmented psychopaths who
Mhm.
were certain that it was their divine mandate by the God Emperor to rule the Undercity.
Yeah. Like, I'm not going to cry over the idea that literally anything that could happen that could replace the Chosen would be improvement as far as I'm concerned. But
No, this is dangerous.
that was a lot of, yes.
This is bad.
And it sounds to me, if my timing is accurate, like this happened right around the time, I don't know, shortly after we lured we lured this Janae away.
Mm, yeah.
No, that's still today. We haven't gone to sleep yet.
So
You
still today.
haven't gone to sleep yet, but you've been traveling
That didn't
for a
mean
while.
nothing.
Yeah, I feel like that still happened last night. We probably just haven't slept.
Yeah, you just haven't slept yet.
Mhm.
Time is a little wonky, especially on a city as large as this, but it's been a bit. Because you've had time to get her out of there, get her to a convent, leave that convent, and journey to the top and bottom of the Hive City.
Yeah.
Fair.
That it feels like it was a reaction.
Probably was.
So whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen soon.
Yeah. All right. They go to meet with, and I already forgot her name.
Haven.
Haven, thank you.
It's okay. This is just me on like well, frankly, any other day.
Yeah, you step inside, and once again, there's these sort of like auburn orange, burnt red hair of Haven Pyrus. And she sits on her throne ish.
Avon Pyrus,
Arrangement.
Firebird.
Yep.
Haven, you're looking wonderful as always.
Blair will give a slight nod and bow. Haven.
Good to see you again, both of you. Miss Hart, Mr. Mera. I take it you're here about the recent activities with the iconoclasts and the fall of the Chosen.
Yes. I was hoping for any additional information you could give me. I did just speak with Layla.
Sadly, I don't have too much extra to offer. While I'm not going to miss the likes of Varric Zorn and his insane posse, that's a bit of a hole that's going to be filled, and I don't think it's going to be filled by anything good. If I were to guess, likely more iconoclasts. They've been gaining too much power lately.
That would be the nice version. You know the name.
Do you have a more upsetting proposition?
Do you know the name Janice?
I've heard it, but mostly in corners and from some of the fleeing Chosen.
Iconoclasts, Tycho, Janice. And that was to scale.
Mm-hmm.
Sorcerer, what she's being called.
So rather than more cultists, we are thinking perhaps the hole will be filled by the beings they bring in from the warp.
Here's the good news. I finally get to do you that favor by making sure that everybody lives. Or I'm gonna die and you can't collect from me anyways.
What did you have in mind?
Oh, we have a team. We're working on it.
There's a lot going on right now.
There is the possibility we could need some... Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead.
There's a possibility we could need some manpower in dealing with this. And you're going to want to keep this on the down low, and I think you'll know this when I say this. Should we not solve this problem, we're not going to have to worry about anything.
I take your meaning.
The whole planet.
Yeah.
I can provide reinforcements if you need them.
I don't know that we will for sure.
I do want to actually call in that favor of yours, however.
Sure, now's great timing. What do you need?
It's related. You have contacts with Mortis Veritas.
I do.
The one bit of extra information that I can provide you is that in the intervening hours since the happenings with the Chosen, individuals in the vicinity around their territory have started to fall sick. Unnaturally fast.
Great.
Have any of them died from it yet?
Probably.
What
and if this
kind...
is what I think it is, it won't be long before the ones that have died from it get back up and become a problem.
I see what you mean.
If we're dealing with cultists of the dark gods, this looks like the plague god's work. Which means I need Mortis Veritas to run quarantine. And you're the only person I know who can communicate that to them.
So, just to clarify, I want to make sure that we're on the same page as to what my this favor is. Just so, you know, there's no question. What you're asking is for me to go to the gang organization that does not like to get involved in things and does not like to put them in a situation where their necks are stuck out, and tell them to stick their necks out and quarantine their area, thus risking coming in contact with a animating disease.
If anyone can quarantine this zone effectively without too much risk of simply spreading this disease, it is Mortis Veritas.
Oh, I'm not disagreeing with you. I just want to make sure I know what dope. I will give it my best effort.
And I'll consider your debt square.
Great.
Thank you once again for looking out for my girls and giving them a place to stay.
Yeah, you still owe me for that one, even if he's paying that off.
Whatever you need. We are in the middle of a thing right now.
Yeah, I'm not gonna call that. I'll hold on to that for later.
All right. And if that's all, she will take her leave.
Go ahead and get to work. I've got people to call.
Good luck.
I was going to just sit around and take a nap, but if you say get to work, I will get to work.
Remy.
Always a pleasure, Avon.
You too, Mara. Try not to die out there.
I make no promises. Can see, if it goes really bad, that's going to be the better option of the two.
Yeah. Emperor, forgive me, though. I'm counting on you.
Don't say that. Why would you say a thing like that?
Because she wants to be disappointed.
Saying. All right. Well, let's go powwow with our team.
And
Yeah.
roughly that point, as you leave Avon's fortress, as she starts to make plans, that you all get Saris's Vox communication.
That's all you just hear.
Remy.
I'm sorry. It's
Can
funny.
Can we mute Remy?
I look over at Aristarchus. I think Remy's gone mad.
I think you come on, Blair. You've got to admit it's a little bit funny.
Remy, this is not the time. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Did you touch something weird and demonic?
No, I'm fine.
So with 8 successes, can I remotely mute Remy's Vox? Since that was requested?
That just means I'm going to be shouting in Blair's ear.
Yeah.
It's-
What do you think that complication means? Or are you just going to use your...
I think... no, I think the complication is that I try and mute Remy's Vox speed, but I accidentally overload it and it turns to slag, possibly injuring him.
I will say that's probably unlikely to be able to do from this distance.
Okay.
Then
I'll just use my sacred machine oils and ignore a complication. Then if I can't have that absolutely horrific thing happen,
If we can't get
it wouldn't have been on purpose. But
give Remy a get out of jail free card early.
I
I said injuring, not killing.
molten slag directly in the ear.
With 8 successes, you can indeed single out Remy's Vox channel with a mute button if you need
Okay,
to.
just drop that frequency right out of the group comms roll.
Laurel will immediately mute hers.
Things are happening that other people don't need to be overseeing.
Hello.
All right, we're going to meet up.
Can
at
I unmute
Giv's
it now?
location.
You're fine.
Give
Remy.
me your own tech test.
You'll see how
Yes,
this goes.
competitive tech.
It like pulls it out and starts. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm not good at.
Hmm.
That's not
You
true. I'm not
never know.
awful. I'm not awful. I'm actually kind of good. Do I want to do I want to spend the?
I mean, you're not going to get a complication because your rat die was a success. So
Yeah, and if you get 666s, you could beat me.
I feel like yeah. Okay. Well, 4. I mean, I'm working at it manually versus remote turnoff.
Yeah, which I mean is a significant thing. Unfortunately, it's not quite enough. If you had gotten a 6, I would have said that you could have done it. But
That's fair. That's fair.
But there will be, because Remy's just outgoing is muted, so Remy can still hear. I think what's happening. And it's like, pursuant to request, Remy Mara has been muted. Please let me know when you would like me to rescind the frequency scrap.
Everybody else hearing somewhat
Aristarchus.
muted through Blair's.
Now, Remy, hand
You
on
fucking
face.
tech martyr!
Hand on face, pushes face away. Aristarchus, you are the best.
Oh, thank you, Miss Blair.
But yeah, I'll give a location that we've met at before for a place to meet up. And the indication is as soon as possible.
Wrap it up, Laurel.
If you didn't already, it's too late now.
God damn it. Oh,
That one's not my fault. Jack's the one that said wrap it up, okay?
On my way. Do you still need someone to tell you that we have found something?
Did you find
Muted.
something? Did you
No.
find something?
we found
but
something!
But you
Remy, shut up!
Fool! Thank me!
Damn!
I think we have, yes. Thank you, Tina.
cool. On my way.
We have information to share, but let's meet up. We have a lot of information.
Laurel, double time.
No response.
No, I know. Just a temp somewhere on a ship, somewhere on a ship on planet, a tempo increases.
Christ.
I think it actually deliberately slows down.
Option B.
Amazing.
2 minutes still. We haven't ended the stream
But
yet.
with that, and with everyone preparing to meet to try and share the information that they have gathered, and prepare to plan the final assault, maybe. That is where we will end it for the week.
Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye,
Bye.
everybody.
Goodbye.